Hello and welcome back to Doki Doki New Eyes. So last time we were going to the next day of school. Anyway, let's continue. My breath is uneven. I don't feel so good. What time is it? Did I spend the night here? I've been doing that more lately. Sleeping on the couch, having bad dreams. I don't want to remember. I can't just keep living in the past. The book I read yesterday is still on my lap. I fell asleep without even finishing it. I close it and put it back in my bag. I'll have time to finish it today, I guess. Natsuki's probably getting ready to leave right now. I could try meeting her again this morning, just like yesterday. Although, she said she enjoyed being alone sometimes, right? But me meeting up with her shouldn't be much of a bother, hopefully. Oh god. I had totally forgotten about yesterday. I have to make sure this cut disappears as soon as possible. If anyone finds out, they'll think I'm insane. A shower would do for now. I get up from my couch and undress in the living room. I guess that's a perk of living alone. Yeah, I guess. I chuckle and walk to the bathroom. But yet again, you left the window open, so everyone can see that. Okay, let's move on. Ah, that felt really nice. Hot water on gold skin. I feel clean now. I glance at my forearm again. The little remnants of blood are now gone, and the cut is barely visible. Now, I should think about getting today's attire. I grabbed the clothes I left in the living room, and I put them in my laundry bag. Uniform? Going through all my clothes is always such a pain. Mom left me a ton of beautiful dresses and skirts, but I never managed to wear them out in public. It's just too embarrassing. So I'll just wear clothes that are modest and subtle, and I'll try to go unnoticed. I put my uniform on, and I look out the window. I think I can see Natsuki in the distance. I'm going to miss her if I don't hurry. I run down the stairs, almost falling as I do so. Natsuki would kill me if she saw me tripping again. Yeah, indeed. I grab my bag as I walk towards the door. Before opening it, I look behind me. Marky said he would start reading. Maybe he would enjoy one of my books. I take a few seconds to choose one. It's nothing spectacular, but I hope he at least have an interest in something I have chosen for him. I turn around. Without a second thought, I open the door and step outside. I lock the door behind me and begin searching for Natsuki. She's at the end of the other street. Natsuki! People will turn and look at me. Why did I just yell? This is so embarrassing. So sorry. I look down. It seems like Natsuki heard me though. She's walking towards me now. God, Yuri, you're loud. What got into you this morning? I just wanted to walk with you and thought I wouldn't be fast enough to catch up to you, sir. Oh, I see.
Just call me on my phone next time, alright?
Of course. I just panicked. Yesterday events shook me a little, so I'm not thinking straight. How am I even supposed to apologize?
Don't just stand there, dummy. You don't want to be late for school, right?
Of course not.
Hey, Yuri, is everything alright? You're just answering with of course and of course not. You're usually a lot more expressive. Don't tell me you didn't sleep because of a book again.
No, I don't know. I'm having mixed feelings. It's just one of those days, you know?
I see. Then let's make sure this day is an interesting one.
Ah, thank you, Natsuki.
That's my duty as your role model, Yuri.
I'm guessing a role model shouldn't be late then. Didn't you say we should hurry?
Oh, that's right. Let's go.
Natsuki picks up the pace. Despite her small size, it's hard to catch up to her. She's always full of energy. Doesn't she ever get tired? Natsuki all out of breath.
Hey, Yuri.
What is it?
First,
Were you seriously challenging me to a race without me even knowing it? Oh god.
possibly.
You totally act like a kid sometimes, Natsuki.
Life is about having fun, you know? One piece of advice I'd give to you is, stop worrying about everyone else. Well, I mean, don't shout my name in the street either, but you see what I mean, right?
I really appreciate Natsuki's concern, but I don't think she really understands that this is who I am. I'm not really sad or anything. I'm satisfied with my life, as far as I'm concerned. I'm passionate about a few things, and that's all I need. Thank you for the life advice, Natsuki. I'll think about it.
My advice is the best, after all.
Here you go again.
Phew. You just don't understand my philosophy, Yuri. Open your eyes and you shall see the light.
Sounds like a Jesus or Bible thing.
You're in a surprisingly good mood. Are you happy to see Marky, maybe? That was way too direct. It sounds weird, asking it this way.
What? What are you saying, Yuri? I already told you I hate him. I abhor him.
Is that even a word? It must be.
Actually, I don't want to see him at all.
Is that so? Well then, we'll see what kind of poem he came up with yesterday, so don't get ahead of yourself yet.
Heh. I'll teach him a thing or two.
Oh, how did your poem writing go?
Oh, fine, I guess. I'll just show you this evening.
She sounds really nervous. In all honesty, I am too. I hope my poem will be a success. I wrote it for myself, of course, but I'd just like everyone to understand the message behind it. Alright then.
By the way, I'd probably be late this evening, so don't wait for me, alright? Just wait for me in the club room.
Oh, how come?
That's... Sorry, it's a little personal.
Personal? I don't want to push it too much, but that's a little weird. Natsuki's always an open person. I shrugged. It's fine. I'll see you this evening then.
Alright, have a good day, Yuri.
Same goes for you, Natsuki. She slowly walks towards the entrance of her building. What a weird conversation. But talking about poems again really piqued my interest. Oh, that's piqued. Yeah, that's how you spell it. I never knew that. What should I expect for Marky's poem? Well, you can expect just about 20 words. Doesn't make sense. If it's just like Doki Doki rain clouds. I don't want to wait. I shake my head and I enter my building. So many students. Some of them are looking at me. I continuously glance at my uniform to check for any wrinkles or embarrassing imperfections, but I can't find any. What's wrong? Why are they looking at me? I walk at a faster pace and enter my classroom. I sigh as I place my bag near my desk. I feel incredibly tired for some reason. Would it be okay to call Mum again this evening? No, of course not. That'd only bother her while she's hard at work. Once again, I sigh. Suddenly, I jerk my head up. I must have looked like an idiot, sighing at my table, looking down. Did the class already start? I wasn't paying attention. It seems like it started a while ago too. I'm spacing out even more than usual. Maybe I should think about actually sleeping in my bed one of the nights. I opened my notebook and started taking a few notes. Never have I ever been so happy to hear the school bell. I looked outside. The students are already running everywhere and heading back home. Are their parents waiting for them? Actually, questioning myself like that isn't going to change anything. The members of the club are my family. I smile to myself. I shouldn't worry about that. I love them all so much. I put my things in my bag and I get up. Monica must be in the club room already. Maybe she could show me the pictures she took yesterday. As usual, I'm the last one to exit the room. Just as I prepared to go to the staircase, I spot a familiar figure. Is that Monica? I lift my head and I shyly wave at her.
Oh, Yuri! Last one to leave, I see.
Haha, indeed. I just got lost in my thoughts, as usual.
Well, if anything is bothering you, feel free to talk about it with everyone. We'd be glad to have a friendly talk.
Thank you, Monica. What are you doing here, by the way? Shouldn't you be at the club room?
Oh, no, I'll be joining you guys a little later. As of now, I'm just looking for Sayori. Have you seen her anywhere?
No, sorry. I don't think I have. Why are you looking for her? She'll come to the club later, as usual.
Ha ha ha. Don't worry about that, Yuri. I'll see you later at the club.
How strange. First Natsuki, then she? Something on my face. And why would Monica suddenly look for Sayori? This is none of my business, but it's bothering me. I walk to the stairs. I guess I'll be alone in the club room then. Unless... Oh god, what if Marky's already in there? I can't stay alone with him. What would I say? It'd be so awkward. I slowly exhale. I can do this. After all, that wouldn't kill me. I may be feeling embarrassed, but everything will be fine. Before entering the room, I place my ear against the door. I can't really hear anything, so he's probably not in there. But he may be reading. Reading doesn't make noise. Though Marky told me he doesn't read. But what if he started reading because of us? What am I supposed to do?
God, anxiety, you got so much, I think. Well, anyway.
I slowly open the door and I peek inside. Thank God. I sigh in relief he's not in there. The air feels cool. It looks like someone opened a window earlier. Did Monica come in here before I did? I look around. This place has a much different atmosphere when nobody's here. I can't say it's not peaceful, but it feels surreal. Natsuki should be here soon though, so I won't have to wait too long for arrival. I place my bag on an unusual chair and I get my poem out. After reading it again, I think I did a good job with symbolism. Not too much, but not too little. I hope I won't have to give an in-depth explanation of it though. I nervously tap my notebook's cover with my index finger. Why do I feel so uneasy? I can't even bring myself to read a book. Monica, why do you make us write poems in the first place? I hear steps in the corridor. Probably Natsuki. The door opens. Oh, hello again, Monica. Well, it wasn't Natsuki after all. I'm relieved.
Sorry. Okay, I think I'm good. It's a bit late. Okay.
I'm relieved, though. That means I won't have to be alone when Marky will come in.
Hello there.
Did you find Sayori?
I didn't, sadly. I guess I'll just see her when she comes out to the club.
Of course. You should just sit down and rest for a bit.
Mind if I sit next to you?
Oh, not at all. I give Monica a big smile. She moves her chair next to mine.
So tell me, did you write a poem yesterday?
Is she already planning on reading mine? I did, yes. I don't know if everybody will like it, but I did my best.
Then that's good. Writing about enjoying your hobby, you keep saying that. Writing's about enjoying your hobby that you keep saying about, okay. I think you're some kind of role model for all of us, you know?
I think I'm blushing. Oh, is that so?
Of course. Sarah and I talked about you a few days ago. It's impressive to see you so devoted to your hobbies.
I mean, it's just a passion, so that's pretty normal, you know?
Trust me, it isn't. Having a passion is good, but you're displaying a lot of motivation. That's why you're part of our club after all. Sayori thinks the same.
Well, thank you, Monica. Sayori thinks I'm a role model? I'm the one looking up to her though. She's so funny and always full of energy. I wish I could talk to her more.
Oh, sounds like someone's coming in.
Indeed, I hear some steps in the corridor. I concentrate to hear what's going on behind the door. I think I can hear voices. Natsuki and Sayori maybe? A few seconds later, Natsuki opens the door and enters the club, followed by Sayori. Both of them look really uneasy. What were they talking about? I look at Sayori, and I have waved at her. She brightly smiles at us and sits at the table across from me. I've been feeling lately like she doesn't really want to talk to me, but I want to say hello. Suddenly, the club door opens again. Without even wanting to, I smile when I see Marky walking in. Monica gets up and immediately greets him.
Hi again, Marky. Glad to see you didn't run away from us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep up my word.
He looks around him, taking a few seconds to look at every one of us. As he looks at me, I get up to greet him. Damn it. Thanks for keeping your promise, Marky. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Before I get time to finish my sentence, Natsuki joins the conversation.
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if your plan just to come here to hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
I can't help it. I want to laugh. Natsuki's reaction is priceless. Manga
is literature.
Ah man, that line never gets old.
She goes back to her chair without saying another word. I give her a compassionate smile, but she doesn't smile back. Is she really that hurt? Don't worry, guys. Marky always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy works without even me asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. So Marky is someone Sayori can count on. The more I learn about him, the more interesting he becomes. It looks like he didn't really want Sayori to tell us about that though. He looks all embarrassed now.
Oh. Alright. Okay. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so? These two really look good together. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Oh god. I didn't mean to say that at all. I mean, I like to get to know Marky, but I didn't mean to flat out say that I'm jealous. How come? You and Marky can be good friends too. Sayori is always so straightforward. But it's not really easy to talk to someone whom you barely know. I glance at Marky. He looks really uneasy.
Sayori.
Is he embarrassed about this situation, or is it because he doesn't want to be my friend? I don't want to act pushy with him, but I look at my bag and I can see the book I chose for him sticking out. It looks like Sayori saw me glancing at it. Suddenly she bursts out with excitement. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Well wait, sorry. He wasn't supposed to know already. I wasn't even ready to give it to him. What if he doesn't like it? It will make everything more awkward.
Me?
Not really. I can't just openly say that I brought him a book. Don't be shy. It's really nothing.
What is it?
It feels so weird when Marky's talking to me. Why can't I just speak normally? Never mind. Sorry I made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? How did she even know that book was for Marky? I know I usually read works of larger length, but Just how am I supposed to react to this?
Yeah? Oh, I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
Marky sighs and turns towards me. I just can't bring myself to look at his eyes.
Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so? I immediately feel slightly more at ease. Maybe Marky doesn't read, but he's really good with words.
Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be.
Alright. Well, here.
I grabbed the book
I grabbed the book from my bag. I'd like to tell him to be gentle with it, but I know he will be. I just know he's a gentle person. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you want to. There, I did it. I said it. I stared at Marky's eyes for a second. He's smiling at me. He looks happy. Now that I think about it, he does look handsome. His facial features are delicate and his eyes have that beautiful crimson color.
Yes, I know. It's all genetics.
I looked down again. In the end, everything went well. I have to thank Sayori later if I get the chance to.
Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this.
He takes the book from my hands and looks at it. Phew! Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Marky nods at me and goes back to his chair, followed by Sayori. I sit too and grab my book from my bag. I'm trying as hard as I can to read, but I just can't. Marky's smile is stuck inside my head. I just want to look it up to see what he's doing there. Is he reading the book I gave him? I slowly look away from the book. Huh? He's not sitting at the table anymore. Where did he... Oh. He's talking to Natsuki. I guess she's gonna start complaining once again. But it's a good idea to try and make her feel a bit more at ease. I think Marky understands how to do it, at least.
Yuri!
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Monika's right next to me watching me with a weird stare.
I called your name a few times now, but I suppose it seemed like you're bothered by something. Are you looking at those two?
I'm not. Why would I even look at them in the first place?
Because you're curious? To be honest, I thought Natsuki would already be getting audibly angry at Marky right now. But it's quite surprising.
Well, I don't think she hates him as much as she pretends to. She's just not used to seeing other people, let alone boys. Since Marky's a nice person, I'm pretty sure she will end up enjoying his company soon enough.
Do you enjoy his company?
These questions are so embarrassing to answer. Monika's always so curious. Of course! It's always hard to talk to him, but I like seeing him around.
I see. Well then, you should try talking to him some more.
I know, but Sayori is his friend and they're always together. I don't want to separate them.
What are you talking about, Yuri? I'm pretty sure Sayori would love to see Marky hang out with other people.
You think?
Of course. I told you, you're our role model. Don't hesitate to talk to him and show him how you feel.
How I feel?
Oh, I meant that you could show him you want to be his friend. I'm sure you'd be really happy to know it.
I smiled at Monica. It's true that I want to be his friend. But it's so hard to talk to him when he's so close to Sayori. If he's around her, it surely means he likes that kind of personality. And I'm not her polar opposite.
Hey now, don't forget it. Forget I'm here.
Oh, sorry, Monica. I don't feel so good right now. Would you mind if I went to the bathroom for a little while?
Why would I mind? Of course you can go. Just make sure you're back in time to share your poem with the rest of the group, alright?
Alright. Poems. I had forgotten about that. Sure, I'll be right back. I stuff my book in my bag and I get up. Natsuki and Marky are both happily chatting near the closet. What a surprising sight. I open the club door and step out of the room. I sigh. I'm feeling incredibly nervous. There's no particular reason for it though. Everything went well with Marky and my personal problems should be sorted out. So what's this feeling I'm having? I shake my head and walk to the nearest bathroom. I put my hands on the sides of the sink. I look at my reflection in the mirror. I don't even look that tired. So what am I feeling? Probably isn't exhaustion. This is frustrating. I lift my sleeve. The little cut I got yesterday is almost gone. I touched it with my finger. It feels weird. Feels a little weird. Just what was I thinking? I washed my face with some cold water. I just have to share my poem and it'll be all over. I finally be back to my daily routine. Maybe sharing poems will give me an opportunity to talk to Marky. I dry my hands and I walk out of the corridor.
What were you doing?
God, Monica, don't scare me like that. I wasn't expecting her to be here. That was unexpected.
Haha, I'm sorry. You were taking a long time, so I was getting a little worried.
I'm just feeling a little uneasy. No big deal. Don't worry about that.
Do you want to go and walk for a little bit? Fresh air could help.
Why not? Are you coming too?
Of course.
Monica walks down the stairs first and signs me to follow her. I look behind me. Are Natsuki and Marky still talking? I'll have to ask her how it went later. Monica was right. Breathing a bit of fresh air instantly made me feel better. Make me feel a better? Feel better? Maybe not a better? Makes me feel a better. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with that. Feeling better? A bit. Thank you for accompanying me, Monica.
Don't worry about it. That's what friends are for, after all. You told me that you weren't feeling really good, yes?
Well, no. I mean, I just can't understand what I'm feeling. It's a little strange. I'm not really tired or stressed. Everything has been going well, too. So it's just bothering me. I have that uneasy sensation, you know.
Well, to me it's pretty clear.
Is that so? Are you feeling the same?
I do sometimes. Tell me, Yuri. This is just a guess, but aren't you feeling a little jealous?
What? Jealous? Why would I be jealous?
It seems like you really enjoyed talking to Marky yesterday. And today, even though you chose a book for him, he's spending time with Natsuki. If you understand if you were jealous, and it's not a bad thing, not at all. You said it yourself, you might be a little jealous of Sayori and Marky. But I never been jealous of Natsuki. She's one of my best friends. That's why you don't understand what you're feeling, in my opinion. Then again, this is only a guess. It could be something else. But take it easy, alright? Don't overthink. Things will happen in due time. I just don't know if I should believe what Monika's saying. It sounds like jealousy could be a possibility in a way. But I can't bring myself to accept that. Natsuki hates Marky, after all. That makes sense. I'll think about it then. You've said you felt it before too. Was it because of one of us? It'd take a little too much time to explain. But you know, the horrible feeling when you get when you see something you can't have. That kind of jealousy. Don't be ridiculous, Monika. You're so motivated. You can get about anything you want. I trust you. Haha. Well, I don't think it'll be possible this time. But that doesn't matter. I trust you to show Marky that you want to be closer to him, alright? I'll do my best. Monika smiles and sweetly turns around. I really wonder what exactly she was talking about. She's always so determined. Her personality and her body make her the perfect high school student. What could be so inaccessible? Without another word, I follow Monika inside the building. Get closer to Marky. I guess reading his poem will give me a better idea of who he is. It should make me able to figure out his interests. I hope mine will give him an opportunity to express his opinion. Monika's silent. That's unlike her. She usually likes talking when she isn't doing something else. Something's on her mind, that's for sure. By the way, Monika. You were searching for Sayori earlier, right? Did you finally ask her what you needed? What I needed? Haha, it was nothing like that. Then what was it? Just... It's hard to explain, as I said. Let's just say it has a link to what I told you about jealousy. Does Sayori have anything to do with it? Anyway, why don't we head back to the club now? Yeah, change the subject, that's a good idea. It's one way out of it. The others may be waiting for us, you know? She's been a little too evasive. But it doesn't bother me. But it just makes me feel a little curious. Maybe I should... Oh god, what the hell was that? This isn't my business after all. If Monika doesn't want to talk about it, then I shouldn't keep bringing it up. Monika climbs up the stairs. I jog behind her to keep up the pace. I close the club door behind me. I immediately glance at Natsuki. What? What? She's sitting on the floor next to Marky? They're both reading one of her manga? How am I supposed to talk to him now? Without a warning, Monika speaks with great projection. Okay, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna save. Just give me a second. Marky stares at her with incredulous look. Ooh, that's a new word. Are you all ready with today's poems?
Oh god. I knew it was coming, but I really don't want to share mine anymore. It's not going to...
Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse?
Sorry. I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though, you do look pretty cozy over there.
Natsuki looks at Marky and he realizes she's a little too close to him. Just now. Why was Natsuki so aggressive towards Monika? This is unlike her. She values friendship as much as I do. Monika comes next to me and whispers,
See, Natsuki feels a little bit more at ease now. Well, a little bit too much, maybe, but still. Was it just me, or has she been acting differently than usual? I've noticed it too.
I've noticed it too. Natsuki never acts this way.
Anyway, it does look like she's appreciating her time with Marky, though. So that's a pretty good thing, don't you think?
Indeed. I knew she wouldn't pretend for too long though.
I guess you know her too well. Remember though, it's your turn to try and speak to him, alright?
Monika winks at me and walks away to sit on a chair. I turn my head and look at Marky and Natsuki. They're both getting up now. I can't hear what they're saying, but it looks like Marky is trying to give her the manga back. They talk for a few seconds and... He keeps the manga? But I lent him a book. I looked down. He probably prefers reading manga anyway. I hear the two of them walking back to the main table. Marky puts the manga in his bag over the book I lent him. Monika was patiently waiting for them to finish, arms crossed.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah.
Marky looks slightly worried now. Did he even write a poem?
Well now, that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with?
I can't wait! Everybody gets their poems out of the bags. I grab my notebook. It looks like Marky actually wrote a poem after all. I stand still to get a good look at what he's written, but I can't see a thing. It looks like he's written quite a lot though. I can't wait. Marky stands in the middle of the room for a few seconds looking at everyone one by one. You see, hesitating to decide who you share the poem with. Suddenly, he takes a step towards Natsuki. She looks very surprised, but at least she doesn't seem to be as angry as she was yesterday. I'm pretty sure she's really looking forward to reading his poem. She quickly reads it and looks at him. I can't tell she...
Are you alright?
I stare at Monika without understanding what she said for a few seconds. I was so absorbed in Natsuki and Marky, I didn't even see her standing right next to me. Oh, yeah.
You do know we have to share poems, right?
Oh, that's right. Has Sayori shown you hers yet?
It looks like she's not really in the mood to do so.
Why's that? She's just waiting for someone to share a poem. She's staring at Natsuki.
She's staring at Natsuki and Marky. In my opinion, she's trying to get some information about other poems. Let's just leave her alone for a bit and share our poems with each other, alright?
Alright then. I wanted to see Sayori's poem. but I guess it'd be better for us to leave her alone.
Let's share our poems then. What have you written, Yuri?
I open my notebook to the page I wrote yesterday. God, my writing's all shaky. I shyly hand the notebook to Monica. She reads it a few times and squints her eyes.
Were you a little tired when you wrote this, Yuri? Your writing's all shaky.
Just a bit. I was so worried about my mother that I didn't really work on my poem's presentation. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Actually, even though your writing's a little shaky, I really like your poem. I haven't read a lot of your work before, so correct me if I'm wrong, but this one's a little different from the ones you usually write, right? Right down.
Indeed, I wanted to try something that was deep with more symbolism. Something with a kind of meaning. I wasn't too sure about what I wanted to say in this poem, but I think I just came out nicely. Yeah. Have you understood something from it? Except its superficial nature, of course?
I'm not too sure, but it's all about the past and its links to the present. The way I see it, the person described in the poem is like a ghost in a way. They're here under the spotlight, but they're unable to let go of the past while at the same time being a part of the present. Well, that's merely my interpretation, but I think some people are a bit like that.
Monica chuckles. So
how did I do?
fascinating. Monica's interpretation was impressive. When I'm writing those poems, the concept is always a little abstract in my head. However, Monica manages to take all those abstract concepts and explain them.
I actually wanted to read it. I think it was in Doki Doki Literature Club, but they make it cool, I guess.
I smiled at Monica. Really impressive. It was on point. You really understood what I meant in my poem. Well, that was to be expected of you. You're the club president after all.
Why, thank you, Yuri. Want to read my poem? I'd be glad to know what you think about it. Oh wait, I thought we were already reading it.
Of course. Monica hands me a poem with a big smile on her face.
What the hell were we reading? I really got confused there.
I take it with my two hands and I slowly read it.
It couldn't have been me. See, the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peered inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of a meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Ooh.
I get chills just by reading her poem. This is a masterpiece. It's easy to tell she wanted to put a message in her poem too, but I can't seem to figure out what it was. One thing for sure, it's heartfelt.
So how was it? I spent a while on this one, you know.
It's honestly really good. I can't find any flaws in your writing. I feel some kind of rhythm when reading it, and it's pretty easy to picture what you wrote in my head. The only thing I don't really understand here is the message you wanted to put in. Correct me if I'm wrong, But this was your objective too, wasn't it? But since you wrote about something you personally wanted to convey with your own meaning, I'd say it's pretty normal for me to not understand. It could have had a link to that story about jealousy you told me earlier, in a way. Seeing an infinite amount of possibilities and choices you can't reach. Well, a poem rarely makes me think that much, but as I said, it's really good. I look up from the poem to see Monica listening to me. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I overthink? I mean, I just...
Haha, Yuri, that's alright. Actually, it's fascinating to hear your train of thought. I indeed wanted to talk about a personal experience in that poem. I can't really tell you what's it about, as I'm not too sure myself. But I think your interpretation isn't too far from the truth.
Mine's nothing next to yours, Monica.
Well, only Marky will tell us. But don't forget, you'll have to share your poem with him too. If you speak with all your passion just like you did with me, there's no doubt things will be interesting. Sorry. Alright.
Monica winks at me and goes back to her chair.
She always likes winking at Yuri. Interesting.
I look at my poem again. Turns out I may have something a little better than I initially expected. Suddenly I hear steps towards me. I stare at Marky. Looks like he's done sharing his poem with Natsuki. She has an odd smile on her face. I've never seen her in this way. Without a word, Marky steps next to me, smiling. Oh, does he want me to show his poem? I gently take the poem from his hand.
Adventure alone, amazing, awesome, blah. Ah yes, and the picture of Natsuki, oh boy. Top 10. Top quality picture. That's right. Okay, moving on.
Well, what did I just read? It's a little weird. His poem has the simplest vibe to it. I can't clearly see I can clearly see he's putting some effort in it.
Yep, I could have, oh man, if I tried to write something like that, take me 10 years to write that.
And what's with that drawing? There's so many questions I wish I could ask, but it just frustrates him. I can easily feel it's beginner's work. He's tried mixing styles and doing free form writing. How am I supposed to tell him that without hurting him? But there may be a good occasion to talk to him, just like Monica told. What shall I start with? What is... Oh! Sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
It's fine, don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. I can't just deduce that this is his first poem. For all I know, he may already have written in the past. So I can't start giving him advice like that. I need to know if he's a first for him or not. This is embarrassing. But seeing him look at me in a way just makes me want to talk to him more. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
Oh, I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading it through.
So it's that bad?
No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. God, I sounded way too harsh. I thought this would go well, but I'm getting lost in my thoughts again. I need to be outgoing, but not too harsh. I need to be interesting. This is so hard to find. This is so hard. It's too hard for a person like me. I sigh.
It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right, here goes. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick them up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Of course, that's not something you could be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice. And learning by example is trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though.
Biased? How?
What did I just say? I didn't mean to. Natsuki said so many bad things about Marky, so I just assume. Though they look like they got along well together, who am I to say such things? I have to apologize to Natsuki for saying that. I just got lost in my train of thoughts again. I wasn't thinking straight. Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine.
Do you mind?
Do you mind if I read your poem now?
I take a deep breath. Now it's time to know what do you think about it. Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. I smile at Marky as he takes my poem from my hands. Will you underestimate what I meant in it? I hope you will. His poem wasn't as great as I expected it to be, but he has shown me that he is able to understand some things. I cross my fingers behind my back. A minute passes. He's still reading my poem? Oh, I remember what Monica told me. Maybe he's just struggling to read my handwriting. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. Marky jerks his head up and looks at me with a confused expression.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But you took so long time to read.
Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Yeah? That's a relief. So Marky liked my handwriting, my writing. For some reason, that makes me a little happy.
Also, I liked your poem. I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short?
Alright.
I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it. I'd be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Well, he didn't understand my poem. That's a bit disappointing. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Marky.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experience in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more soul Solon, putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing really.
Well,
It makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too.
yeah, maybe you're right.
I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I guess I have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you. Marky nods at me with a big smile and takes his poem back. I slowly sigh. That wasn't as horrible as I expected to be. I ended up to explain my poem a little too much, but it was pretty interesting. It's a bit disappointing to see that Marky didn't understand the main message of my poem, but I gladly do it again. Marky walks towards Monica. She's already smiling at him. Sayori is still at the table looking around her, listening to Monica and Marky. Natsuki just reading her manga in the corner of the room.
Why doesn't Yuri go share a poem with Sayori? Come on. Like, she's not doing anything. But anyway. Yeah.
I take a step towards her. She lifts her head.
Oh, Yuri! Shared your poem with everyone already?
Well, I shared it with Monica and Marky, and Sayori looks like she's focusing on something else. How did it go?
Well, what are you talking about?
Well, you were with Marky a bit earlier, am I right? It looked like things went well. See, there was no reason to.
Oh, don't talk about that.
What? Natsuki's tone was cold just now. How come? You should be happy to talk to him, right? He's not bad, after all, haha.
Yuri, I said no. It just makes me feel uneasy being around him. So please, just don't talk about him.
What's she saying? This isn't Natsuki. Natsuki would never talk like that. She's still just reading her manga as it's nothing wrong. Hey, Natsuki, what's wrong? Did he say something that embarrassed you?
I just...
She closes the manga.
Did I just sounded harsh, Yuri?
Natsuki looks hurt. Kind of. I just wanted to know how it went, and you suddenly answered me in a cold manner.
Oh God, I'm sorry, so sorry. It's just that.
I'm fearing the worst. Did Marky tell him something awful? No, he wouldn't do that. He probably just...
I'm so sorry, Yuri, but I was reading that particularly upsetting passage of my manga. My mood easily fluctuates when I'm concentrated on a story. So, to answer your question, I hate admitting that, but he isn't as horrible as I thought. His poem is actually really good. Of course I couldn't tell him that, else he'd start believing he's some kind of master of poems or some sort. Did you see it too?
I did. To be completely honest, I was kind of disappointed. I think he has potential, but his poem wasn't really powerful.
Really? Well, I kind of disagree. There was a certain present emanating from it. Something that compelled me to like it, you know?
Haha.
What are you laughing for?
To think that you were hating him yesterday. You made a complete 180.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. After all, it's not like I want to get closer to him.
Well, I wouldn't mind. I put my hand in front of my mouth. What am I saying? This is too awkward.
You what? What did you mean? You like to get closer to him?
As a friend, of course. I don't want to, you know.
Well then, if you say so.
Natsuki gives me a weird stare. Suddenly Monica sits next to her.
How's everything going, girls?
Oh, Monica. It's all going well. Yuri and I have already shared our poems with Marky, so we were talking about it, what he wrote. We don't really agree on what to think about it though.
Remember, the way you see a poem or any type of art in general is really subjective. You just have to talk it out to say what you liked and what you disliked. Actually, I just read his poem, and if my interpretation is correct, Yuri, you disliked his poem, right?
What? How did you know?
It's pretty obvious. He clearly wrote with a certain style, and knowing Natsuki, it was clear that she liked it. Isn't that true, Natsuki?
God, Monica, don't just start saying those things. It's true that his style was interesting. It's very simplistic, yet it has meaning behind it. It's not too elaborate. Of course it's the first for him, but I was impressed.
Also, you found a meaning in his poem. I thought it was well written, but I couldn't find a deeper meaning to it. Mind telling us what it was about?
Monica's right. By criticizing his poem, I didn't even take time to try to understand what he wanted to convey. Natsuki's hesitation to give her full opinion though.
Actually, how can I say this? God, I can't explain it. You know, that feeling of... this is frustrating. Poems transcend words, you know.
Natsuki? I don't mean to be harsh, but poems are words.
Well, you get what I meant.
Am I dreaming, or have you actually quoted one of your manga?
Of course I didn't. Why would I do that?
Monica and I burst out into laughter. This situation is so ridiculous. Natsuki, however, is still looking at us with an exasperation expression.
You two are children.
We're just teasing you, Natsuki. Oh, by the way, Monica, what time did Marky think of your poem?
Oh, my poem? Yeah. I don't think he really understood what it was about. He actually called my poem freeform.
Freeform? But your poem's so great, Monica. It's far from being freeform.
I don't mind though. I think he enjoyed it. He asked for an explanation, so I think I ended up learning a bit more about the process of writing a poem.
Oh, that's right. I haven't read your poem, Monica. Can I take a look at it?
Of course. Here you go.
Monica hands Natsuki her poem. She grabs it and starts eagerly reading it.
I like it. It's not my style of writing, obviously, but I can see a lot of effort went into it. What's that about looking through a hole, though? I didn't really get that part.
It's supposed to be the main part of the poem, actually.
Well, sorry, but I really enjoyed the writing though.
That's alright. By the way, have you two shared your poems with each other yet?
Oh, no, we haven't. We were busy discussing Marky's poem, so we haven't done it yet.
Well then, I'll let you get to it. I'll go talk to Sayori for a little bit.
Alright, let's do it.
Natsuki and I exchange poems.
Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can sing. Cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
Huh. Oh. That is about it, really. Pretty simple. Yeah. Huh. Hold on, I'm gonna save right now.
Well, this isn't really surprising, but I expected Natsuki to put a little more effort into it. I smile a little. Obviously, she didn't really try.
What's with this language?
Eh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
We both put our respective poems back on the desk. I can see in Natsuki's eyes she isn't too impressed by my poem either. It's true that we never really shared our writing before though.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Ah, thanks. How am I supposed to answer that? I can't really find any adjectives to describe a poem. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
What's with Natsuki's behavior? She's never been this aggressive towards me. She just saying that because I said her poem is cute? I didn't want to be mean. I just wanted to compliment her. I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
I can't just lie to her and tell that her poem was great. How can I tell her about what I think she needs to fix? It sounds like she really isn't in a good mood today, so she'll most likely get upset. As a friend, I have to tell her. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would ask someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Marky did too.
She's losing her temper. I glance at Sayori. She looks a little surprised. I thought she didn't want to participate in the sharing of poems. Natsuki never even told me that she shared hers with Sayori in the first place.
So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions on my own. First of all,
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time in establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I came across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. That was unnecessarily passive-aggressive, but Natsuki is acting so strangely. This kind of fight never happened before, so why not? Why now? Is her behavior linked to Marky? Is she just trying to act tough in front of him? I know I shouldn't be doing this, but Natsuki needs to have some kind of sense knocked into her. And Marky liked my poem too, you know? He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki stands up and looks at me. I can see the anger burning in her eyes. This isn't the Natsuki I know.
oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
She can't just use these as arguments. She knows perfectly well it's hard for me to talk to people. This is...
Yeah?
That's not what you're just... Without even thinking, I stand up and I look down at Natsuki. Maybe you're just jealous that Marky appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. I said it. Just a few minutes ago, we were all perfectly, peacefully talking to each other. But it's her fault. She wanted it. She's in a bad mood, for gods know what reason, and she's just letting her anger out on me. This is unfair.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
I clenched my fist. I don't even think I felt such amount of anger. Natsuki's just making herself look like a fool. No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Yeah.
Faking her cuteness in her poems. No thank you. This is just lame. Sayori shyly walks towards us. Is everyone okay?
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one who's... yeah, that word magically grew size bigger as soon as Marky started showing up.
Natsuki? Oh, so she went and said it. My best friend actually said it. I feel my nails digging in my skin and I clench my fists even harder. How can she even say something like that?
Oh crap, did I miss what?
Just because she wants to be the tough one. Does she want to be admired by Marky that badly? I'm sure he doesn't want to be near such a hopeless girl anyway.
Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you! I yelled at Monica without even thinking. This is between me and Natsuki. I don't like it when you get like fighting. I don't like fighting, guys. I appreciate Sayori's concern too, but this is none of her business. I can feel the tension growing between me and Natsuki. I wish it didn't have to come to that, but I can't let Natsuki ruin my reputation. Her poem needs some fixing and she's acting so childish over it. I turned to Marky and I looked at him straight in the eye. Marky? She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't happen in the first place. What's the point in making poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should just jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Marky.
Her arguments are totally wrong. So why is she making them sound so true? Why is she acting all cute in front of Marky? It makes me want to shout at her even more. Wait! There's a
oh god.
There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning to the most effectively. Avoiding them is not unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Marky? Well... Marky's just standing there looking alternately at Natsuki and me. The choice shouldn't be too hard, right? My arguments are on point. There's no way he would go for Natsuki. She's just being over cutesy and not making any proper sense.
Yuri, you're really talented.
Yeah? Well, I sigh with relief. So Marky understood what I meant. But complimenting me like that, that's a little...
But Natsuki has a point. I think that conveying feelings with a few words can be just impressive as well. It lets the reader's imagination take over. And Natsuki's poem did a really good job about that.
Oh. So in the end he doesn't agree with me. I should have expected that. After all, my arguments aren't that good. And Natsuki's so much cuter than I am.
Yeah. I did it, didn't I? Didn't it? Ah. Shows how much you know.
That's not... She keeps trying to irritate me in front of Marky. Does she want me to start yelling again? That won't happen. I'm not that type of person. It seems like she doesn't know me after all. And here I thought we were friends.
Natsuki, I think that's enough.
Huh? Me? But she was so mean to me.
She's trying to sound all whiny and get Marky's pity, huh? Who started it after all? She was the mean one. She was talking about my... It was entirely her fault.
Look, what we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is really a personal thing, and sharing it can be definitely hard. It looks like we learned that today, even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated.
Sayori stands behind Marky, nodding in agreement. I wonder whose side she's on. She's been very quiet today. That's unusual.
Yeah, so you don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki.
Ah.
Natsuki's all surprised. Why does she react this way if she knows that her writing is good?
Thanks for noticing.
She looks down, not saying another word. She should be happy to get some praise. She loves it.
Yuri.
Huh? I looked at Marky. Judging from the expression on his face, I must seem awful to him.
I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything she said. So you don't need to feel threatened either.
His smile is so soothing. Just looking at him makes my heart flutter. All the hatred I felt seconds ago has been replaced with some sort of happiness. What is this? Well, if you say so.
Hey! It's not like you don't need to apologize for me, Marky. Sheesh.
She inhales and she quickly glances at me.
The thing about...
She looks around the room. She's obviously in an embarrassing situation. I can't help but feel a little sorry for her. Just a little.
Would everyone stop staring at me?
Sayori and Monica, still watching from the back of the room, look away. I keep my attention focused on her. I know this is childish, but I'd like to hear her apologize.
Anyway, the thing about yeah, I didn't mean it, okay? That's all.
She looks away, ignoring my gaze. I may have sounded a little harsh, or maybe way too harsh. Now that I think about it, what was I thinking? Natsuki's my friend. How could I be so mean?
Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri. Sayori?
For some reason, this sounds too embarrassing for me to handle. Saying it in front of Marky. I'll go make some tea. I turn around, leaving everyone where they were before. While I open the closet to grab the tea set, I hear Sayori talking to Marky.
Eh?
I was just trying to help.
I'm sure she appreciated it, Sayori.
I shake my head. Of course I appreciate it, but it just wasn't the right moment. I put the tea set on the table, and I take the kettle. I guess I need some more water again. I head to the door and I leave the club room as fast as possible. I close the door behind me. What happened? What happened to our friendship? To the good mood of the club? This was both Natsuki's fault and mine. Not only I should apologize to Natsuki, but also everybody else. And what will Marky think too? Now he probably sees us as mean people. Ugh. I slammed my hand against my forehead. That was such a stupid thing to do. It was Marky's first day at the club as a real member, and we managed to ruin it. I sighed. I slowly walked to the nearest fountain next to the staircase. I put the kettle under the faucet and I let it fill up. Meanwhile, I go sit on the steps. I bury my face in my hands. I was so stupid. I probably hurt Natsuki too. Will she end up leaving me alone? I shouldn't have told her all those things. She's been trying her best to be outgoing and to talk to Marky. I told her to wait and see how it goes with him, didn't I? Maybe what Monica said was right. It was jealousy.
Okay.
I never felt that angry in my entire life, and seeing her destroy my reputation in front of him irritated me even more. But why would I be jealous? He's just a random person that joined our club, isn't he? But is that what you call love? No. No, there's no way I'm in love with Marky. I've only known him for a day. And it seems like he doesn't really like me anyway. I chuckle. What am I thinking? I suddenly jerk my head up. Oh no! The kettle is overflowing with water. Just how long did I sit here thinking? I quickly stand up and empty out some water from the kettle in the sink. Phew! Time to get back to business then. I quickly walk back to the club room, kettle in hand. I make the water boil while I prepare myself a cup of tea. I'd like to ask the others if they want some, but that'd be probably too awkward considering the lively discussion they are having. Suddenly, Monica raises her voice, presumably for me to hear as well.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun.
I hesitated for a second. If I ignore the little argument we had with Natsuki, it was pretty interesting to share poems. Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
Natsuki glances at me. The cold stare she gives me sends a chill down my spine. Are we still friends?
Marky, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you'll learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
Another poem? It's not that I don't want to, of course, but do I have to come up with another poem idea for tomorrow? Since Marky didn't understand the one I wrote today. Oh, that's right. I wanted to ask him what his poem was about.
Marky? Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go.
Sorry, beams at Marky. I guess now that's not really the moment to talk to him then. The two of them exit the club room waving at us, just like yesterday. They look perfect together. I'm definitely jealous. The club room's all silent now. I take a sip of my tea. In the end, I made too much of it. Nobody wanted to drink. Suddenly, Monica comes up next to me.
Well then, girls. What happened?
Natsuki at the back of the room listening to Monica from afar.
Come here, Natsuki.
She lazily gets up and walks towards us.
What is it?
I know this is none of my business, but I wanted to let you both know that those arguments are pretty common when you're friends, you know? So please, try to take it easy, alright? Marky didn't have to see that.
I'm terribly sorry, Monica.
Yeah, me too.
Then it's all good. Make sure you two have a nice talk to settle everything, alright? I know how much you two value each other, so let's not have to let that go to waste, yes. Anyway, I'm gonna have to leave now, so...
Already? But you stayed longer yesterday.
I know, but... I have things to do. Sorry. Please close the room when you leave.
Monica hands the keys to Natsuki.
Alright, I'll take care of it. See you tomorrow, Monica.
Natsuki grabs the keys from Monica's hand and walks towards the back of the class without looking at me. Despite the fact she said things are fine between us, I can see they're not. Monica lowers her voice.
Make sure you apologize. You've got a truly valuable friend. Don't forget that.
She gives me one last smile before turning around and exiting the room.
She does a lot of one last smiles and turning around and exiting the room. That's... okay.
It's just Natsuki and me in the club now. This is awkward. Natsuki is just looking at the window, not making a sound. I pour some tea in my cup and I shyly call her. Natsuki. She doesn't even turn her head.
Hmm?
Do you want to have some tea?
No, thank you.
How cold. I lower my gaze. Natsuki?
Again, what do you need?
Do you hate me? I don't dare to look at her. She's silent for a few seconds.
No, I don't. But what you said hurt me.
Are we still friends?
All the things you said is making me doubt that we are.
I stand there completely in shock. I feel a tear roll down my cheek. Natsuki, my best friend. I'm sorry. Without another word, I get up from my chair and I run out of the club room to the nearest bathroom. By the time I entered, my sleeve was already drenched with tears. Aww. I sit on the toilets. I quietly sob into my sleeve. Of course Natsuki would react this way. I was so mean. I'm so sorry, Natsuki. So sorry. I rest my head against the stall. My breath feels uneven. I didn't cry for long, but my throat hurts, and my muscles feel tense. I take a few seconds to calm down. Just how can I apologize to her? I'm so bad at this. Serving some tea or trying to talk won't help me. I messed up everything. Maybe that's why my mom...
Yuri?
I think that skipped kind of fast anyway.
I know you're in there. Stop hiding.
My eyes widen. What should I say? Should I say anything at all? I opened my mouth to speak, but no words came out. I push open the door of the store to see Natsuki patiently waiting for me.
Why would you even... Oh hey, did you actually cry?
I look down, hiding my eyes from Natsuki's view. I must look miserable for her to suddenly change her behavior like that. I hear her steps get closer.
Yuri? Hey. God, don't just sit there in the stall like that. It's way too small.
She's small. What's the problem?
She grabs my hand and drags me out of the bathroom.
Let's just sit down for a little bit.
Her voice is soft now. How can she be so soothing after our argument? This isn't right. Natsu...
Don't. Let me talk first.
I sat down on the steps. Natsuki sits down next to me. Our shoulders are touching. I sigh. Why is she doing this? She takes a deep breath.
Alright, so... Listen, I'm sorry, Yuri. I acted childish, and I realize I ended up hurting you. So it's just... It's my job as a role model to show you how to be responsible, right? After all this time we spent together, why would everything collapse now? Because of Marky? That'd be incredibly cliche. So, again, I'm sorry. It's just that I've been going through tough times lately. I just reacted too quickly. But you said some mean things too, you know. I almost thought you hated me. Just because of a poem. That's ridiculous. Yuri? Don't tell me you're crying again, dummy.
Sorry, Natsuki. Sorry for all those mean things I said. I thought you hated me. I rest my head against my knees. Started to weep. I can't even look at her right now. Suddenly, I feel a hand on my back.
Hey now. Of course I don't hate you.
God.
God. Stop crying, will you? It hurts to see you like this. Everything is fine. Now, see. It's all settled. Now dry those tears and come help me clean everything in the club, alright?
I take a moment to catch my breath. I feel dizzy. Will you forgive me?
Of course I will. The question is, will you?
Yes. Yes, I forgive you. Your poem wasn't actually as bad as I made it sound. I guess Marky's presence just shook us all a little bit, right?
I guess so.
She looks a bit tad embarrassed. Tell me, Natsuki. How come you wanted Marky to side with you that much? Didn't you tell me you hated him?
No. Well, yes. But I've been thinking maybe he's not that bad. I've enjoyed his poem, and that matters.
I stare at Natsuki with a quizzical look.
Hey, don't give me that look. He's just a friend, alright? Nothing more.
I burst into laughter. Come on, I'm just teasing you. I grin at Natsuki. Shall we forget about this whole argument then?
Oh, well, if you implore me... I didn't even know that's a word. Well, no, I'm gonna look that up. I guess I can consider it.
Please.
Fine.
Natsuki gets up and signs me to follow her. I guess I still need to put the tea set back in the closet. We both enter the club room. Natsuki directly heads to the closet and it seems like she's searching for something to read while I was away. Meanwhile, I walk to the desk and get out my cup of tea. I finished it in a sip and I put it back on the tray. Oh crap, I double clicked. I picked it up. I guess I need to wash everything again, right? I turned around but Natsuki calls me before I get the chance to leave.
Yuri, what do you think you're doing?
Huh? Well, I'm going to clean the teacups, of course.
Have you forgotten about yesterday, when I saved you from certain death?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just leave that to me, and go sit a little. You look tired after all that crying.
Natsuki grabs the tray from my hands and quickly walks to the exit. So she really doesn't want me to get hurt again. I sit at my table waiting for her to come back. Guess it seems like she doesn't hate me. I'll have to make sure this doesn't happen again. I almost lost someone close to me. I don't want to let this happen again. I glance at myself and hoping for a text from my mother. Nothing. I'm not really surprised. Suddenly, the club door opens and Natsuki proudly enters, tray in hand.
There we go. I cleaned it all by myself. Who's the dependable one now?
You didn't even let me clean it though.
Sheesh. It doesn't matter, you owe me one. Again.
She's already back to her usual teasing. I shake my head. According to you, I owe you my life, you know.
Well, obviously you do.
She winks at me and puts the tea set back into the closet.
Yeah, a lot of people winking in this episode.
She snaps her fingers.
It's like, boom. Thanos. Hope I didn't ruin it for everyone.
I turn my head.
Come on, it's already getting late, you know. Monica told us to close the club room. Let's not settle here forever.
Alright. I get up from my chair and I put it back under the table. Natsuki tosses the keys. I wait for her to exit the room. She comes out and directly looks out the window. As I lock the door, I hear mumbling behind me. Is anything the matter, Natsuki?
Well, I was looking at the main park, and since no one's there, I thought maybe you'd like to go and take a walk. I mean, I know we already went out with Monica yesterday, but I thought that maybe it'd be good after what happened, you know?
Of course, I'd be glad to take a walk with you.
Sweet!
Natsuki laughs and runs down the stairs without waiting for me. I take some time to look out the window. The main park is right in front of our school, and as Natsuki said, no one's there. It may be getting a little late, so everyone's probably back home already. That'll be a more peaceful walk, at least. I readjust my bag on my shoulder, and I quickly walk down the stairs looking for Natsuki. Natsuki's standing there waiting for me.
Why are you taking your time? Come on, be a little more active.
Natsuki, you do know this is who I am, right? We still have some time left, take it easy.
I don't have that much time, you know. Someone's waiting for me at home.
I look down. I'm happy for Natsuki. It must feel nice to have someone waiting for her when she comes home. I see then. Let's get going. I walk past Natsuki to the exit. Just a few days left, and I'll probably see my mother again. Just a few more days. I suddenly turn to Natsuki. She stares at me with a quizzical look. Hey, I was wondering. Don't you think Sayori's been pretty silent today?
No, I don't really think so. She was just probably tired, considering how often she oversleeps. Or she just wanted to be alone. Don't worry about it too much. Plus, she went home with Marky, right? So he probably noticed if something's wrong. He'll probably notice, yeah.
Is that so?
Yeah. Don't read into that much. Let's just go and enjoy our walk.
I nodded Natsuki. She's probably right. I'm just imagining things. After all, we're Sayori's friends. She'd tell us anything if anything was wrong.
Yeah, you could say that.
Still, I'd love to learn more about her. We rarely spend time together, so in the end I barely know anything about her. Natsuki and I exit the school grounds and we directly head to the park. Everything's silent around us. I can only hear the sound of flowing water and Natsuki's steps. It's really relaxing. I sit down on the bench next to Natsuki. She looks out into the distance with a neutral expression. Natsuki? She doesn't answer. I think she may be lost in her thoughts. Is that what I look like when I do it? I chuckle for a little. I take a deep breath of fresh air and I look around me. This is exactly the kind of place that inspires me. All this nature, this ambience, created by the sounds, this cool breeze. It all feels so calm. I smile to myself and glance at Natsuki. I should consider myself lucky to be her friend. Even though what happened today was quite an experience, it'd be too hard to forget all the moments I have spent with her. All the teasing she's done. And all the hours we spent on arguing on whether manga is real literature or not. Haha. Natsuki suddenly turns her head towards me.
What are you laughing for, dummy? Was my face weird?
Oh no, it was just funny to see you stay silent and think for a minute.
Hey, that's my job. I'm the one who's supposed to tease you, you know?
Anyway, what were you thinking about?
Oh, nothing really.
Are you sure? To me it looked like you were intensely thinking about something. You can tell me if it's something on your...
I told you, I'm fine. That was just a little personal. Sorry about that.
It's pretty clear that Natsuki lied to me. Now I'm even more curious. If you say so. A few minutes pass. Both of us are silent, looking at the park and enjoying the fresh evening breeze. I stretched on the bench. Suddenly, an idea crosses my mind and I turn to Natsuki. I have an idea.
God, Yuri, you startled me. What is that about you? You sound fired up all of a sudden.
I was thinking, after what happened yesterday, I thought maybe, it sounds so embarrassing to ask. This is the first for me. Would you mind having a sleepover at my house tonight? Just to make up for what happened, in a way. Some way of apologizing, My voice is getting gradually inaudible. I look at Natsuki.
Oh, well, that's problematic.
Oh, I'm sorry if that sounded out of context and stupid. It wasn't my intention, sir. Sorry.
Oh no, that's not the problem at all. It's just that I have to go home, so...
Natsuki looks at me and sighs.
You know what? It doesn't matter. I'll just call home later and I'll say I'm at your house. Who wouldn't enjoy a girl's sleepover after all?
I sighed with relief and grinned at Natsuki. Thank you. Without a thought, I put my arms around her and I hugged her tightly.
Hey, Yuri.
She sighs, pats my back.
You really are a child sometimes.
She lets go of me and ponders for a few seconds.
Well, I guess I should say thank you for inviting me then. But I'm really excited now. I've never been to a sleepover before. Are you sure that it won't bother you?
Oh, of course not. I live alone at home, so it doesn't matter. I'll just lend you some of my clothes. Suddenly, I burst into laughter. For a split second, I imagined Natsuki wearing one of my clothes. That would be ridiculous.
God, stop laughing. It's not my fault I'm this small. Besides, you're way too tall. I'll just manage. Don't worry, I don't need your clothes.
Sorry, That was just too funny. I catch my breath. I laugh a little too much.
Anyway, shall we get going? I'm getting a little cold.
Sure thing. Are we heading straight home then? Natsuki hesitates once more.
No regrets, I'm coming.
Natsuki gets up from the bench and waits for me and leads the way. In the end, we didn't even have a real walk. We just ended up sitting on the bench. Just talking was better anyway. I picked up my bag and we both exited the park. Natsuki quietly humming behind me. I didn't know it would put her in such a good mood to be invited to my house. That makes two of us. I unlock my front door and we both enter my house.
Whoa!
I turn around. Natsuki's looking all around with her surprised expression.
Your house is bigger than I remembered.
Haha, you haven't been here in years, haven't you?
We were still in grade school last time I visited you. But one thing's for sure, your house is pretty cool.
Thank you. Please have a seat. I'll make us some tea. Oh, unless you don't want some. I just assumed that.
Tea's fine, thank you, Yuri.
She sits down on the couch, still checking out every little detail of my living room. I wonder what her house is like. I've never been there before, and I never met her parents. Come to think of it, she's always been really evasive whenever she starts talking about her parents. I'm kind of the same when it comes to my father though. I shake my head and grab 2 teacups from my cupboard.
Yeah, and she drinks a lot of tea.
I turn on my kettle and I let the water boil. Suddenly Natsuki calls me from the living room.
Yuri!
What is it?
You told me that.
I can't hear the rest of her sentence. I walk to the couch.
Right.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
You told me you had a knife collection. Would you mind showing it to me? I loved the knife you chose last time. So I was wondering, you know.
Of course, yeah. I'll just go get our tea ready and I'll show you afterwards, if that's okay.
Alright then.
I return the kitchen and I pour the boiling water in the teacups. Perfect. I'll bring back the 2 cups to the living room and I put one in front of Natsuki. I sit down next to her on the couch.
Thank you.
She takes a sip and lays it back.
Whoa, your house is so comfortable. Mind if I settle here?
Haha, well, I wouldn't mind.
Well, I mean, my father would probably...
Your father, what about him?
No, forget it, I said anything. Anyway, tell me, why did Monica want you to speak to Marky so badly? Did you tell her something about wanting to talk to him?
Oh, not at all. She just said some weird things. But I didn't want to bother you two.
What do you mean, you two?
I was just showing him
some manga, you know? It's not like...
I wasn't talking about anything like that, Natsuki. I was just saying you looked like you were having fun, so I didn't want to bother you.
Oh, is that so? Well, I guess I did have some fun.
Natsuki's acting a little strange whenever I'm talking about Marky. I can't jump to conclusions like that, but it seems like she's had a bit more than some fun. I can't just ask her what she really thinks about him though. She takes another sip of her tea and stands up.
So, about that knife collection.
Oh yeah, that's right. I get up too and I head to the office. As soon as I put my hand on the doorknob, I remember what happened yesterday. I ignore it and unlock the door.
Whoa! Is this your father's office?
I sigh. It is. He used to work at home, so I wasn't allowed to enter this room.
I can understand why.
She walks around the room, looking at everything. She stops at the desk.
Hey! This is from a while ago. Are you leaving everything as it is? It'd make a good place to work though.
I'm sorry, Natsuki, but I'd rather leave it like it is. That came out unexpectedly cold. But I don't want Natsuki to change the way everything is in this room.
Oh, I'm sorry then.
I turned around and opened the closet. Natsuki looks at with bewildered eyes.
Whoa! When you told me you had a knife collection, I didn't expect it to be this big.
Haha. After all, a few years, I guess it adds up. See, this is one of my favorites. I gently take one of the knives from the top shelf. I hand it to Natsuki.
It's beautiful. Where did you get that one?
Actually, it was in the collection before I even started buying knives. I think my father got it during a trip to Bolivia.
Bolivia? Your father must have been really rich. What's his job?
Haha, I actually have no idea. It was so long ago, I don't remember much, you know? Natsuki returns the knife to me and I place it back on the shelf.
So what
do you think?
I really like it. I'd be glad to help you choose one next time. If you don't mind, of course.
Of course not. It'd be interesting to see your taste. Anyway, that's it. Why don't we go find you some clothes to tie? You can't just stay in your school uniform like that.
If you don't make fun of me, then sure.
I switched off the lights and I exit the room and locked the door. Once Natsuki walks out, I directly show her the way to my room. Alright, let's see what we have here. I look through my clothes, but I can't seem to find something that suit Natsuki. All my old clothes must be somewhere in the basement, so I won't find them here anyway.
I was wondering.
I turned around. Natsuki's sitting on the bed. What is it?
Were you close to your father? I know it's none of my business, but we never really talk about him, so I'm just wondering. For you to keep all his things on his desk, it must mean you're close to him.
I don't really want to talk about it. I understand why Natsuki wants to, but I just don't want to remember it. It's a bit complex story. It's not that I don't want to talk about, but I think you I think you can understand that.
Oh, just a second.
She grabs her phone in her pocket. She puts it to her ear.
Yes? I'm at a friend's house, why?
I can hear someone shouting on the phone from you. Is that someone from her family?
No! Why? Please! Just one evening.
She heavily sighs.
Alright then.
She hangs up. She puts her phone back in her pocket. Who was that, if you don't mind me asking?
Yuri, I'm terribly sorry. It seems like my father wants me to come back home. I'm truly sorry.
It's alright. You should go home before your father worries too much. I understand. Sorry for making you stay here.
No! I wanted to stay here. It's my father's fault. He's always like that.
He's always like that? Why wouldn't Natsuki be able to see a friend? I sigh. It doesn't matter. I sadly smile at her. Well, let's go then. Natsuki has apologized at least 3 times on our way to the living room. I feel bad for her. Her father probably feels worried because of me. Well, sorry for keeping you here, then. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm so sorry.
Haha, I told you, don't worry about it. It's fine. Natsuki sighs and opens my front door.
See you tomorrow, Yuri.
I beamed at her, and I closed the door behind me. God. I sit on the floor. So I'm alone again. I thought I'd be able to spend my evening with Natsuki. I would have been able to talk to her about my concerns. But of course she had to leave. Why do these things keep happening to me? This is unfair. I'm all alone. Alone. I get up and I head to the kitchen. I make food for myself then. I grab a knife from... I look at my arm. Would it really be that wrong to do it?
I knew this was coming. God damn it.
It's just a test.
Why would you test that?
Just to see how I feel. Natsuki's gone. I don't have much else to do.
Well, yeah, maybe a different hobby than that.
Is it really so wrong? It can't be. I lift up my sleeve and put the knife to my arm.
Oh, okay.
I sigh. Maybe...
Okay. Ooh. Well, how many was that? It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, I think.
There's blood everywhere on my arm. Why does it feel so good? This is wrong. It shouldn't feel good. I'm harming myself. But some people smoke, don't they?
I think that's really different, comparing apples and oranges.
These people hurt themselves by smoking, and they like it, don't they?
Yeah.
So is it wrong for me to do this? I look at the blood still dripping on the floor. Oh my god, what have I done? But it feels too good. What am I supposed to feel? Why am I doing this? Because I'm alone? But that makes no sense. Why would I enjoy it then? I grab my hair and breathe slowly. Calm. Calm. I'm still myself. That was just a test. I won't do it again.
Oh, but yeah, said the smoker who won't smoke again.
I wash my bloody knife under the sink, and I put my arm under the water. However, the wounds keep bleeding. It doesn't really hurt though. I guess I could just leave it be and clean it later? I stumble on my sofa, and I lie down. I haven't noticed it yet, but I'm shaking. I look at my arm. It's covered in cuts and blood. What have I done? What have I done? No, this is wrong. These marks will last forever. There are other ways to feel good. No. Why can't I find a proper solution? What's wrong? What isn't? I bury my head under some pillows. This is giving me a headache. Some people suffer of real problems, and here I am doing it because it feels good. What's wrong with me? No, this is what people say. But is it bad because they see it in this way? It's just another way to relax. Just like smoking. What would Natsuki say if she saw this? Will I be able to stop? And why am I so calm? Why do I have so many questions? I inhale. Calm down. Calm down.
And this one comes from Bolivia.
Oh, Bolivia? Where's that?
Haha, it's really far away. No, so it's his father talking. I knew that. Called it. One day you'll go there, Yuri. You'll have a big future.
Will I be able to go to the sea?
Haha, of course. And you'll see that one comes from...
Dad? Come back. Please. Huh?
Okay, I think I'm gonna end it there. Oh, this is very interesting. Oh. So I think Yuri misses her dad. Or something's going with her dad and him. Her. Okay, I have nothing. Oh well, I hope you enjoyed this. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you liked it. And as always...